Rufus continues his psychopathic trend of sitting in the dark. Seriously, the lights were on in the previous scene, so he had to actively turn them off so he could sit in the darkness.
Yeah.
Hey, Upper East Siders and all you scandal-loving listeners out there. You just tuned into the Non-Judging Breakfast Pod, where the coffee is strong, the waffles are fresh, and the gossip is hotter than ever. My name is Leif, and I'm your seasoned Gossip Girl veteran.
And I'm Steve, your newbie, your greenhorn, your, I don't know, Leif, what do we call the season 2 Gossip Girl newbie?
I don't know. How much have you had to drink? Do I need to stick my finger down your throat?
Well, I could cough up all the gossip that way.
Sounds good.
So here's the deal, folks. Leif has been watching Gossip Girl since it first aired, and I'm watching for the very first time. And together we're your dynamic duo, bringing you all the glamour, drama, and sometimes questionable fashion choices of this iconic 2007 series.
That's right. Each week we're going to take a deep dive, one episode at a time. We're going to analyze all the hidden references, parallels, and of course the couture catastrophes. And along the way, we're going to take a look at some fandom stories and some behind-the-scenes gossip.
And since we're all about inclusivity here at the Non-Judging Breakfast Pod, there's always a seat for you at the Non-Judging Breakfast table. So go ahead and grab your mimosa, your cup of coffee, and some of Nate and Chuck's special medicine, and let's go ahead and get this thing started.
Okay, a little housekeeping to take care of. We had another 5-star Apple review.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you.
Carrie Marie 722.
Fantastic.
This was a fun podcast. Love the idea for a podcast, and these two bring the fun and the reviews with each episode. Thanks for sharing all these fun topics.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
we
Carrie.
really appreciate it.
We also now have a Patreon.
Yes, we do have a Patreon, and
so once people start signing up, we can start having some watch parties. We're going to watch movies from the cast.
Yeah, really excited about that.
And you get to join us on
yeah.
Discord.
Yeah, we'd love to have you also join our Discord.
But you can also get shouted out in the episodes.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. I also want to take a second to say happy birthday to Jake, who was our guest a few weeks ago. My son Jacob is 19 today, so happy birthday, Jake.
Happy birthday, Jake. When's his birthday?
Actually, today. Yeah, it's today. Today.
Okay, so
on the day we're shooting, not on the day this is being released. So
November
happy
11th.
Belated, I guess.
Yes.
And I also, last night, a friend of ours, Dave Shields, got married. So congratulations, Shields.
Congrats to Shields.
Yeah, it was a really fun time, and really happy for you, and you and Anna. And so really happy for you both.
And yeah, so if you do want to go to the Patreon, it's just patreon.com/nonjudgingbreakfastpod.
Oh, my bad.
And we are talking about season 2, episode 13. Oh, brother, where Bart Thou?
Yes. Oh, brother, where Bart Thou?
Of course, based on the Coen brothers.
Yeah. Oh, brother, where art thou?
Of course, Gossip Girl wasn't the first one to parody this title in the exact same way. The Simpsons
The Simpsons did it.
Back in 2000. Oh, actually, no, sorry. This was first.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Simpsons did it in 2009, a year later.
Oh? Yeah, because this would have been end of 08.
Yeah, this was released December 8th, 2008. This was the mid-season finale.
Yeah.
The Vulture recap. Last night's Gossip Girl was equal parts moving and infuriating. We were touched by Cyrus's big-hearted love of Blair and by Dan and Serena's endless adolescent struggles with how they feel. And of course, we were especially moved by the ever-evolving relationship between Chuck and Blair. Readers will confess to you, and only you, when Chuck at last succumbed to Blair's cuddle, tears streaking down his odd, funnily-shaped face, we were so moved that before we knew it, we were misting up a little, and there was snot, and we had to get off the treadmill and hobble out of the gym to watch the rest of the show in the privacy of our own homes. Not that it helped much. Everyone at the gym knew what we were talking about. They were watching it on their little screens too. But after we got home, we entered the angry stage because everything seemed to be falling apart. Chuck spurned Blair again. Serena and Dan parted ways again. And Rufus and Lily appeared headed for the skids again. but not before Rufus dropped his giant WTF in the middle of Grand Central Station.
Again.
As a reverse parallel last year.
Yeah.
This episode was written by Stefanie Savage, a much better episode than her previous effort. She is the co-creator of the show, co-wrote the pilot and season 1 finale, but this is her second solo. The first one was the Never Been Marcus.
Yeah. Her first solo was terrible. And this is a complete reverse. Yeah. And maybe, that Never Been Marcus was supposed to be a lighter, more soap opera kind of feel to it, that this was I wonder if maybe she's just better with serious drama like this,
Well, she was very big. She pushed for Ed hard.
Oh.
And I'm pretty sure Stefanie Savage is a twihard.
Uh-huh.
Because Ed was definitely channeling Edward Cullen.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I see it 100%.
Episode was directed by Joe Lazarev. Was a producer of 65 episodes, but this is his first of 8 directing credits on the series. Also directed on Heart of Dixie and 2 TV movies about Dolly Parton.
Hey, I'm not mad that there's more than one TV movie about Dolly Parton.
Hey, he had more to tell after the first one.
Yeah, Dolly too.
So we move into Act 1. More towers than Trump. More bucks than Bloomberg. Bart Bass definitely made his mark on Manhattan. The passing of a public figure can shake a whole town. But the real story is always the one happening in private. Away from the headlines, at home.
A reflection of a time before Trump was a politician. that like the mention in the beginning, It was just like, where are they going? Oh yeah, like that. This is completely unrelated.
Yeah, it's been like a long running theme that like the Bass and the Trumps are kind of like competing.
Yeah.
Which would make sense around this time.
It absolutely would. Yeah.
The episode opens and they don't wait long to answer the question of Bart's fate. In the Vanderwoodson penthouse, Grandma Cece is back in town. Serena and Eric are worried about Lily taking on too much in the wake of Bart's death. Lily comes out looking more frazzled than we have ever seen her. I'm guessing her guilt over leaving Bart and then him dying are eating her up inside.
Yeah, this whole opening scene is fantastic. I love when Eric's like, we all know that's gin in your coffee cup. And Serena's face. And like,
she like alphas.
Yeah. And the way that Cece's like, yeah, we don't change.
Yeah.
Like we keep on going. And owned it. I actually kind of liked Cece in this. Despite her bullshit, I don't think she was necessarily wrong.
Yeah, I think she's absolutely right. If they want to be together, this needs to get out.
Yeah. And I thought she was. It's funny because Cece has been the villain before.
She's been kind of not in season 2.
But in season 2 she is not. But her first appearance she clearly was. And I felt like there was a lot of this episode that tried to revert back to that evil, but she wasn't wrong in any of it, except for maybe following her to the park. But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But my bigger point of just this opening and the way that the consistency of all these people, and also when Lily's like, when they're talking about Lily not processing and not taking a break, and she makes the comment about I should remind me to write a thank you note for the picture.
Yeah, the photo editor.
Yeah.
In another Park Avenue penthouse, Blair is eating breakfast. They also discuss Chuck once again taking advantage of members of their father's staff and need to act on love while you have a chance.
Yeah.
Chuck.
It's a scandal.
Eleanor also commented on the photo.
Yeah, Eleanor, yes. Eleanor also makes the comment, and I noticed that my third watch through, that she's like, Lily should send him a thank you note.
They're good friends. They know each other.
Yeah, it's so funny how like
makes sense that they're friends.
Yeah, it really does, and that they would know those societal obligations. Yeah.
Dan shows up to check on Serena. They both admit that it just seems natural for them to be together in their time of grief. Before things can get awkward, Aaron shows up. Serena then awkwardly tells them both to leave so she can go to the church with her family.
Yeah. Before it gets awkward, or it gets awkward when?
I guess before it gets steamy.
Right, yeah, more like before it gets steamy. And Aaron, once again, just instantly creepifies the entire scene. Like, he just, at this point, he just has to walk on, and I'm like, ugh.
Although I have to say, this is the first time I've actually been entertained by him. Just his catty sassiness.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's funny.
It is fun.
It turns out that Lily's trip to get some air was really an excuse to see Rufus for the first time since the ball. We get a really great fall shot looking down the tunnel at these two as Rufus tells Lily that he will wait as long as it takes this time. However, Cece sees Rufus leaving the park and you can just see the wheels start to turn.
First of all, Rufus is great in the scene. Like, Rufus just, like, when he pours it in, when he's like, I'm waiting, it was moving. It was powerful. Flip side, he was so great in that scene. But then when he leaves the park, it's like someone was like, okay, Rufus, walk naturally.
I just wonder if in that first part, he was channeling some of his real feelings about Kelly and her real life husband.
Oh, maybe. Maybe. Did they have a thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that's why her marriage did not last. They were basically on and off hooking up on set the whole time.
I'm really happy about that. That's hot.
I mean, sucks for the kid.
Yeah, it does. It's really hot.
Lily, now alone in the park, listens to the final message from Bart. However, the message is not a declaration of love, but a reveal that Bart knows the truth about Lily's hospital stay when she was 19.
Bum, bum, bum.
Keep dropping clues.
Yeah. And also just, it's this last message from Bart. And it's like, yo, motherfucker.
Gotcha.
Yeah, gotcha. I am coming over there. I'm going to fucking show you. It's like, oh.
We get a weird set of transitional shots of the funeral before landing on a shot of Dan and Aaron standing outside the church together. They bicker over who Serena sent a text to first. Must be my service. I have a 414 area code.
Aaron is so dumb.
First, Jenny arrives, then Eric, Cece, Lily, and finally Serena. Aaron possessively pulls Serena to his side, who immediately separates to give Dan a hug. Aaron is trying to stare daggers at Dan, but the actor just isn't selling it.
Yeah, it's so bad. Like, he just, like show me anger. He's just always like emo puppy.
Yeah. Jenny and Eric have a quick conversation. Eric was hoping Jonathan would show up, and despite them having broken up.
Yeah, that was, I think, kind of forced. Like, I thought that was a weird thing for Jonathan. Why would Jonathan be at Bart's funeral?
I think it makes sense. Because, Eric, not that he would necessarily be there, but I think it would make sense that Eric would be hoping he would be there.
Yeah.
Because it was just more leading up to the whole thing with Eric is now lonely again.
Yeah. Oh, my God. We'll get to that. You fucking Lily.
Cece confronts Lily about Rufus and tells her that they will talk later.
Yeah. Again, like, Cece seemed to be really being set up as a villain here. The spying on them at the park. And I feel like
that didn't really bother me. I mean, she's her mom and she's worried about her daughter who's going through grief. She's trying to...
Yeah, but she's Cece and she meddles. Like she has a history of meddles.
But that's just... Yeah,
and
that's just her.
That is who she is. I'm saying that, like, it was very reminiscent of season 1 Cece, because she does meddle. It's just that she doesn't. It's not bad that she meddles. It's not like when she meddled last time.
Nate and Blair are dragging an obviously inebriated Chuck from his limo to the church. Blair offers to stick her finger down Chuck's throat and hold his hair back.
The teen drama TV drunk is just so good. So fun.
The acting was so bad.
It's awful. It's so like, I'm so drunk.
But apparently, fandom disagrees.
Well, yeah, because it's Ed, and fandom loves Ed.
Yeah. Lily is hugging Dan and thanking him for being such a gentleman. Look out, Dan. Just ask Nate what happens when those cougars get their claws in you. I don't know. The hug just seemed a little too close to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess not. It read weird. Chuck sees Dan in attendance and goes absolutely ballistic. Chuck whispers to Dan that Rufus is the reason Bart is dead. Dan has no idea what Chuck is talking about, but of course Cece does. Cece comes up and suggests maybe it would be best if Dan left. Serena protests, but Aaron uses this as an opportunity to get between her and Dan. So Serena reluctantly lets Dan leave.
Cece's right. It doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah.
He's mourning his dad. And Dan sees that too.
Yeah, and he's fine with it.
Yeah, credit to Dan to being like, hey, this is your dad. I get it. And even Serena being like, I want him here. It's like, it's not your dad.
Yeah, Serena was being an idiot
here. Yeah. Serena wants Dan back, is what it is.
Lily tries to comfort Chuck and clearly wants him to remain part of the family. However, Chuck is having none of it as he rips his arm from Lily's grasp and calls her a whore so that everyone in the funeral can hear her. Chuck declares he has no family while Eric stands behind him with a look of heartbreak on his face. Poor Eric.
I gotta say this too. I felt season 1 Eric. I thought that he struggled as an actor. I didn't really, he just seemed awkward in his acting, and he has grown into his role so much. Now it's like, I think that he just really has grown as an actor since last season. And I really liked it.
I agree.
Yeah.
If the Lord is our shepherd, looks like one of his lambs has lost its way, or maybe make that black sheep. We bring nothing into the world, and we leave nothing behind. But that doesn't mean we leave a big old mess when we can go. Act 2 begins.
Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there.
Back in Brooklyn, Rufus is reliving his career high right as he's about to reach his parenting low. Dan comes home and tells Rufus what Chuck said to him. Rufus proceeds to not only play dumb, but fishes for info on Dan and Serena because he is worried about it fucking up his love life with Lily. I wanted to punch Rufus so bad in the scene.
Yes, you are right. But but he's so fucking funny in this scene too. Like
so obvious.
I know. He's so like, I wouldn't really be good at the funeral. How is Lily? Like, oh my God, but I was laughing because he, like you said, he's so obvious, but it's so like he can't contain the smile on his face when talking about this fucking funeral.
At the wake, Nate and Blair continue to babysit Chuck, who grabs another drink from the waitress before purposely walking up the stairs of the Vanderwoodson penthouse. Nate compliments Blair on her maternal instinct. Of course, she denies it and claims she is just turning Jewish from hanging out with Cyrus.
I did want to make one other note about the previous scene. And that is how much Dan doesn't want to know about his dad's love life. He constantly blocks out this bit about Lily.
I totally forgot you guys know each other.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You guys, because it's been a year since that really came up to affect me, to be in my orbit. And so it's almost becoming this willed ignorance. Because even by the end, he doesn't recognize it as a big deal. It's just like, oh yeah, no, they're not together.
I don't think it really bothered him even though they were though.
Yeah.
I think it bothers Serena more than him.
Much more, yeah. And then Chuck is on some shit here.
Yeah, he's spiraling.
Yeah.
Cyrus and Eleanor are at the buffet, and Cyrus gets himself all worked up over the eulogy. The conversation draws in first Blair and then Jenny. And suddenly, Eleanor and Cyrus have plans to get married tomorrow.
Yeah, a little tacky, Cyrus. It's a little tacky to plan a wedding at a funeral. A little tacky. But it was also very sweet. It was also romantic and also adorable. Cyrus is just adorable.
I think Cyrus kind of is a little tacky. That just kind of is him.
Yeah. I think that's just part of his, it goes back to the I can get you much bigger flowers for half the price.
Yeah.
He's
not as concerned with decorum like the other options.
Yeah, exactly.
He wants to have fun.
And also, power move, Jenny. Power move.
Yeah. Nice move by Jenny.
Yeah.
In another part of the penthouse, Creepy McRaberson, a.k.a. Aaron, is inviting Serena to Buenos Aires for Christmas. This is Aaron's present to Serena, and it is definitely not because he is worried about Serena and Dan.
Yeah. The groomer head games that he's playing with her.
Gross. So gross.
Yeah. Just to separate her from Dan. And it's your gift to me. Like, that is, like, you coming with me is your gift to me.
Yes.
But I got you a book. But, like, yeah, it's so fucking creepy and so, like, groomer behavior. Oh, my God. So gross.
Cece tells Lily that she needs to talk to Chuck to find out what he knows about Lily and Rufus. Cece points out that she saw Chuck going upstairs. Cece gets an unknown phone call that causes her to leave the wake immediately. So, good advice again.
Yeah.
Go fish for information, see what he knows.
Yeah.
Wonder what that call was.
Yeah, you kind of know right then and there that it's the PI. We haven't seen the PI with Chuck yet, have we?
No. Eric's mood is temporarily lifted when he sees Jonathan has come to the wake. Jonathan admits he has some explaining to do.
And that is good that Eric at least has, like, somebody here now, because, yeah, his poor fucking Eric right now.
Lily finds Chuck ransacking Bart's office looking for the file on Lily. Lily tells him the files are gone. Chuck says his father's blood is on Lily's hand, who reactively slaps Chuck. Chuck storms off, declaring once the will is read and he gets his money, she will never see him again.
Yeah, Kelly's fantastic here. She just really pushes those emotions. Her ebb and flow of her temper and just that control. Beautiful work.
Chuck has a conversation with the non-judging Breakfast Club plus Eric as he is leaving the penthouse. Eric reaches out to Chuck as a brother, only to have Chuck metaphorically slap the hand away.
No one talks to Eric that way, Chuck.
Oh,
that's
so
Eric.
bad for Eric in this episode.
I know.
They're giving him the Chuck treatment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although it actually works. Eric's a good kid.
Yeah.
not sleepy with his father's staff.
Yeah.
Cece finds Lily sitting alone. She informs Lily that Andrew Tyler came to Cece for money to kill the story about Lily's time in the hospital from getting out. However, Cece has decided that now is a good time for the secret to get out.
So this is the first time that we really see that Lily has zero control of the money. Because if she could control the money, she could pay him off herself. Why can't Lily just
I feel like this
off?
was just bad writing. It was just for convenience sake.
I kind of felt that too, because it really took so much power away from Lily.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah. How does Lily have the money to redo the apartment all the time? Is Cece just okay with that because that's what people do? And so she, opens the trust for her. But yeah, the fact that she had to beg her mom to pay this guy off, along with the bad writing, I don't think that Lily would have. I think that Lily is much more of the, you know what, it doesn't, I don't need to have secrets anymore. I think that Lily would, her character until now, would be much more of the type to be like, okay, Rufus, we need to get this all on the table.
I disagree because they've specifically mentioned this is the secret she doesn't want to get out.
Yeah, yeah.
She had the whole thing like, okay, let him know. And then Bart's like, you really want him to know about this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Gasp. The gasp. Blair chases Chuck down the street before he can get into his limo. She begs him to stay and even unprompted tells Chuck those 3 words, 8 letters. However, even that is not enough to get Chuck to stay as he struggles momentarily before getting in the limo, pulling away. Blair sheds a single tear. Spotted, Chuck Bass fleeing his father's funeral, and Blair Waldorf shedding tears for the dearly departed.
In my head, I had that moment of Chuck being like, boom, I got it. Aside from that, I think it would take a robot not to get misty at this scene. Blair is fucking fantastic and just heart-wrenching. Mm-hmm. She's
laying it out there.
Yeah, and this whole, again, she's throughout the episode. Like her next scene when she goes in with Cyrus too. Like she's just always.
Act 3 begins with Dan and Serena walking the streets of Brooklyn. Serena tells Dan about Aaron's invite. Serena wants Dan to ask her to stay. Dan wants Serena to ask him to ask her to stay. So nothing happens, and the conversation ends as Dan awkwardly decides he wants a different muffin and runs back to the coffee shop to return it. Lucky Dan tried to return an unwrapped food item he took out of the store and handled. Gross even in a pre-COVID world. Dan is slowly morphing into an entitled diva so he can be Serena's perfect match.
It's funny because that didn't even occur to me until I saw your note on it. And it was like,
that's gross.
That is so. First of all, it's gross. And second of all, you're only returning that out of spite because you're mad at Serena. So now you're being gross just because you're mad at Serena. And I guarantee he went through with it and went and switched it out.
And I'd probably blame the poor worker too.
Yeah. Yeah. And Dan, why are you fucking this up? Like, all you have to do is, like Jenny says in a little bit, play the fucking game. You get the girl.
I shed literal tears watching Cyrus's comfort a heartbroken Blair admit that she declared her love for Chuck, who threw it back in her face. Blair even uses Cyrus's catchphrase when the initial hug was not enough. We also get a quick shot of Eleanor seeing them hugging, clearly happy that she chose the right man to be Blair's stepfather.
I'm having trouble listening to you read it. That scene, and when she's like, not enough. It was it was so good and so important for the two of them. Such great relationship building there. I love them. I love Cyrus.
He makes both Blair and Eleanor better characters.
Yeah. He really does. It's a shame he raised such a fucking creep.
Yeah.
Like, it's a shame he's a terrible father. But great stepdad.
Yeah.
It's like, Lily. Oh, Lily's a better parent to everyone who's not her kid.
Cece returns to Lily after claiming to have paid off Andrew Tyler. Cece prods Lily into admitting that she is in love with Rufus. Of course, Lily broke the cardinal sin of teen dramas by not checking behind any half walls before admitting any big secrets. Because just as she admits her love, Serena enters the apartment.
But what's funny is she does look. She does do one of those.
She didn't look around the half wall.
She didn't look around the half wall. and I knew then she didn't pay. You didn't pay that, Cece. She was so elusive. She got I don't think she even said the words, I paid it. I think it was all elusive talk.
Serena and Lily have an interesting mother and daughter conversation about love. Serena says it's Lily's turn and then she should be with Rufus and she's going to try to make it work with Aaron. 17-year-old Serena then casually tells her mother that she's going to another country with her 20-something-year-old boyfriend for the holidays.
Yeah. No, Mom, it's your turn. By the way, I'm going to be sex trafficked for Christmas. Yeah. Are you fucking... Okay, dear. Although the chances that Lily knows how old Aaron is, because that would really require talking to her kids about their boyfriends.
Even regardless of his age, she's 17 and going out of the country alone.
Yeah, with her boyfriend.
And without even asking, just declaring it.
She does say, if that's okay with my mom. But he's taking me to Buenos Aires, if that's okay with my mom.
At the loft, Dan admits to Jenny that he still has feelings for Serena and that he should have asked her to stay. Jenny, always quick on her feet, tells Dan that Serena will be at Eleanor's wedding and that he can carry the garment bag.
Jenny's awesome. Play the game, Dan. Yeah. You can carry the garment bag.
Well, as we said, she's always been the biggest Dan and Serena shipper.
Yeah, she seriously has.
Rufus, a little confused at why Dan is leaving with Jenny, brushes past it as he gets a call from Lily. Lily invites Rufus to take a nice little trip to Connecticut with her for the holidays. Dan and Jenny will be with Allison for the holidays. Check. Serena will be with Aaron. Check. Who the fuck will be spending the holidays with the kid who tried to unalive himself out of loneliness in the last year?
Yeah, who's spending Christmas with Eric?
What the fuck, Lily?
Fucking asshole, Lily. Like, come on. Oh, no. Serena's taken care of. You have another kid. And you have a step kid who's a fucking spiraling.
Yeah, he has,
Like, who has
you have
no one but
two
you?
kids that are clearly suffering from depression right now.
Yeah.
And you're just going to go off on a little bed and breakfast
For
meal.
the holiday. For the most family-oriented holiday.
Oh, boy. Chuck is once again meeting with Andrew Tyler at a dimly lit bar. It turns out that Cece didn't offer any money and Chuck is the only bidder. Chuck is about to withdraw the bid, but Andrew suckers him back in.
Smooth talk for a satchel of cash. It's just, okay, here's your satchel of cash. I loved it. I loved it in the sense of like, it was such a satchel of cash for an envelope. Like,
And then we get a commercial break here, which is kind of unusual this late in the third act. And then at the end of the third act, we don't get a Gossip Girl monologue. I just thought I'd flag that up. I don't really know why they did that, but just noticed it. Serena shows up for the wedding and tells Aaron that she is going to accept his invitation. However, Jenny isn't done playing the matchmaker just yet, and suddenly Dan and Serena are left alone together.
I love I carried the garment bag. Like, I carried the garment bag. I really like this scene. I really like pouring it all out and both of them just kind of knowing that, like, they both love each other, but Serena wants to take this step back for her mom now.
Dan asks Serena to stay, but she tells Dan the obvious that their parents never stopped being in love with each other. Serena also tells Dan that they already had 2 chances, and now it was Rufus and Lily's turn. Dan seems to accept this as Blair pulls Serena away to help with the wedding prep.
Oh, I got that backwards, but that's what I was just talking about.
Chuck confronts Lily with the envelope from Andrew Tyler and reveals Cece's deceit in the process. Lily begs Chuck for forgiveness.
Yeah, I love the don't turn. When she says, I beg you, and you think that she's begging for this envelope, but she just says, don't turn your backs on the people who love you. Just her being like, this is not about that. It's about, like, we love you. And it's great because you do see that moves him.
And then we do move into the epilogue. We get a happy Cyrus and Eleanor scene. Everyone makes cutesy faces, but we do get a quick shot of Dan walking alone on the street. It appears Lily's pleas finally got through to Chuck as we see him burning up the contents of the envelope.
Yeah, she moved him.
So it seems like Chuck's coming around here.
Maybe, yeah, he's definitely taken her words to heart.
Lily is packing for a trip when she realizes that it might be a good idea to take off her wedding ring and engagement rings first. On a different island, Rufus is also packing.
Yeah. Getting the guitar for his weekend trip to... I've done it.
He's going to sing naked to Lily.
Yeah. Every time you walk away, run away, while she's in the bathtub and he's like naked next to it.
Just the card covering his junk.
Yeah. Yep. Piece of me with you there. Yep. Come back to me. Yep.
Dorota pulls Blair away from the festivities. Chuck has come to see her. They embrace and Chuck sheds a tear.
Yeah, the wedding is so pretty and so nice. And then you see Dorota just whisper in Blair's ear and her face, the way her face turns. It's just like, yeah.
Rufus is leaving a note for his children when Cece comes a-knocking. It seems like the big secret is going to get out after all.
Yeah, and it's so funny because, like, Rufus goes after her immediately, like, goes hard, and is like, you know, you're always in the way. You're all like, I don't need to listen to anything you say. But Cece, again, like we said, Cece's not wrong. Like, you can't have something this huge kept a secret
and be in a relationship.
And be in a relationship, yeah.
Serena and Aaron are riding to the airport and have some, I guess, cute couple banter. Looks like they are flying to LA so Aaron can sign on as a series regular.
Oh my God. So gross. This isn't his grossest, is it? No. It's
like I said, this scene was actually kind of cute.
Kind of.
I mean,
if it was between two teenagers,
yeah. Yeah.
It's the next one that he really grosses me out.
Rufus continues his psychopathic trend of sitting in the dark. Seriously, the lights were on in the previous scene, so he had to actively turn them off so he could sit in the darkness.
Yeah.
I guess we know where Dan and Jenny get their dramatic streaks. Dan arrives home, and a bitter Rufus tells Dan that he and Lily will never be together.
Yeah.
I feel like Tim Curry in drag here because I really want to know what was in that damn envelope. I shiver with anticipation.
I think that is actually when I called what was in the envelope.
Okay.
I said what I believe is accurate, but that is when I turned to Robin and I said she had an abortion.
Did she though?
That is my current assumption.
If she had an abortion, how would she know if it's a boy or a girl?
It's 20 by 22 weeks. You would know if it's a boy or a girl.
Do they usually tell you that if you get an abortion?
Some places will, and even then, Rufus may not. Is Rufus going to have the medical degree to know that she wouldn't know?
But then why did she have to go to an institution in France for several months?
My assumption was that she just was shipped off there. Well, I don't know. I assumed abortion.
I mean, all signs don't point to it definitely does not point to abortion. She was away. She went away for several months and then came back, and there was a kid.
There's a kid. Yeah. I didn't think of the several months bit. I just thought,
you got to connect back to the previous episodes where they talked about like she went to some institute in France for a while.
Yeah. I knew
you don't go to France for an abortion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dan tries calling Serena, who snoozes his call because Aaron drops the "falling for you" bomb. Dan doesn't leave a message, and Serena and Aaron kiss.
Yeah, because I think I'm falling in love with you. Oh my God. And there's that part of me that like, I was a teenage boy. I've said it, but like, so I know how fucking creepy it is when I said it to other teenagers. So like, this is like
that's not inherently a creepy phrase. It's just the timing of when he said it is so obvious.
It is
trying to manipulate her to not be in love with Dan.
Yeah. Well, and I'm saying that like, I know I have in my youth used that phrase manipulatively. Like, I know I've done it, and it's not something I'm proud of. It's something that I was a fuck up, and I did treat people badly, and I know I've done that. And like, but even still, I think where I'm going with this is like, this is an older person, like you said, doing it. Like, the manipulation is just out there. It's like so groomer, manipulative, which is what made it so much more creepy to like a teenager. Like,
and yeah, I know we harp on the older stuff a lot, but I think we just gotta have to accept that it's not an issue in the show's world. Just like not turning in the murderer was a good moral thing to do.
Yeah. Just yeah.
In reality, it's super creepy, but
the show
ignores the fact that he's seriously older than her.
Yeah,
but I don't think they're ignoring the fact that this is very manipulative. The timing.
Yeah, and this
whole episode, like all the grabbing her and inviting her and playing a series, like I think they are trying to show that he's being manipulative, but not necessarily grooming because he's older.
Yeah, and I get that like within the show's morality. It's the same alternate morality that also says that Dan's a great writer. Like, not that that's a moral thing, but like, we have certain things we need to accept in this universe. And I get that. There's also the fact that there are many references to the royalty. And in royal marriages, age really doesn't fucking matter. You really had like 25-year-olds marrying 14-year-olds for property and shit, like,
yeah, that's somewhat exaggerated. Usually they didn't actually consummate for several years. I mean, TV and movies have kind of exaggerated that historically.
but the marriages were there and the age difference was still there.
Yeah.
You know, there were, and you can't tell me that there was an overwhelming amount of concern of the consent from these girls who were married.
No.
You know, and so
they were their father's property.
Exactly. And so there is a matter of, within the context of this show, where age is less of a detail in that same kind of vein. Again, age aside, he's being creepy and manipulative. Like the whole show. Like even if he was the same age, he's creepy and manipulative.
And I think the show is acknowledging that point.
I agree. I don't think that they've done Aaron any favors on being a good love interest for Serena from his beginning. You know, like the first 5 minutes where she's flirting with him in the art gallery, like, yeah, like you see like something happening here, but he's been a creep ever since. Like in every non-creep move he's made has been with creepy intention. Oh no, I just want to see you. You're the only one I want to see now. It's all fucking manipulative.
Blair is in bed with Chuck watching him sleep. Short scene, but cute.
Yeah.
At Grand Central Station, Rufus sees Lily waiting for him, and in a reverse of last year, it's Rufus's turn to show up without bags. However, Rufus doesn't show up empty-handed. We finally get the reveal that Lily had a kid out of wedlock, and presumably Rufus was the father.
Yeah, I like I said, I thought it was abortion, but now when you're mentioning it, like she was away for a long time, so okay, it sounds more like, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she would have asked if, he didn't say was it, he said is it a boy or a girl, I think.
Oh, I thought he said was.
Maybe. But yeah, I don't think he would have asked if it was an abortion, because why does it matter then?
Well, to that point, I kept thinking, I understand being upset, but I think it was overreacting for something from so long ago. You know, like, wow, you did that? I wish you would have talked to me. That sucks. You know,
that kid's still out there.
But now if that kid's still out there, and now it makes a lot more sense to me for him to be upset about it. And I can't help but wonder if it was about an Eric-aged kid. Like, I can't help wonder, those highlights.
Yep. Blair awakes alone with a note from Chuck apologizing and telling her not to come looking for him. We hear Chuck Bass isn't the only one who lost someone he loved this week. Our deepest condolences, Miss Waldorf. XO, Gossip Girl. You almost had it there, Chuck. You almost figured it out.
Yeah, I'm worried we're not going to see Chuck for a little bit.
Well, the show's going on a break.
Oh, okay.
This is the mid-season finale.
Okay, so then it picks up again in January or February.
Yeah, there's like another month. There's like at least a month before the next episode airs.
Okay.
Any predictions?
My predictions are kind of thrown now because I really thought it was abortion, not baby. And so, because like, I think to Cece's point, this had to come out for the relationship to work. And Rufus was mad and he's saying, I'm never going to be with Lily, but this is the love of your life. So you're mad at her, but like, I don't think that Rufus is going to hate Lily forever. I feel like this is a bump in their road because they're so fucking close right now.
He was also, he was definitely being over dramatic there. That was the scene where he was sitting in the dark. So
yeah. He's
full drama queen mode.
Exactly. Yeah. As you pointed out, when you go and you turn out the lights to brood, like I'm angry. I sit down. No, I'm making a pit stop at a light switch. I'm so fucking mad that I need it to be dark in case anyone walks in here, they'll know.
So that is it for our episode. Let's go ahead and head into some segments.
Yes.
We hopped into the Wayback Machine to head to the Television Without Pity forums to find out what was going on this week in fandom.
Hello there, Peabody here. And this is the Wayback Machine for traveling through time. And this is my boy, Sherman. Speak, Sherman.
Hello.
Good boy.
Chuck, Ed. Everyone loved. He did good in the quiet scenes. The quiet scenes were good, but anytime he asked to be animated, it's just so bad.
Yeah,
it's so bad.
Yeah,
they definitely noticed the Edward Cullen.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, for sure.
Serena was annoying. I agree. The whole thing with wanting Dan to stay at the funeral.
Yeah, I wasn't. I get it. I wasn't annoyed by it. I saw where she was coming from. I wasn't bothered by it. I thought she was wrong, but it didn't bother me.
That's because you don't care about Chuck.
I don't really care about Chuck. I mean, I do, poor baby. Okay, when Blair was holding him in the bed and he was crying,
his oddly shaped face,
with his oddly shaped face, with his funnel face. No, it got me. I said to Robin out loud the words, "Poor baby."
Yeah, like I said, in the quiet scenes, he does a good job.
Yeah. He had great. It was. I think that the thing that was really not good was the drunk. It was the and I think the problem is Chuck has been playing drunk this whole show, so now he had to play really drunk, and
then just the yelling, but still trying to whisper as you're yelling.
Yeah.
Aaron looks like a ferret. A little bit.
Yep.
I see it.
Yep. Definitely rodent-esque.
Yeah. Poor Eric. Chuck rejects him, and I'm not the only one who knows about him being alone for the holidays.
Well, at least Lily's not going away.
Yeah. She'll probably just be crying in a room though.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
They were happy about no Vanessa and very light on the J.
The J hate. I love and everything Jenny did in this was fantastic. She was a great friend to Eric. She made a great dress and made amends with Eleanor. And even to an extent had a truce with Blair and all of that because
Dorota is adorable. Great.
Yeah. Dorota. I loved her.
Definitely some frustration that none of the main couples seem to be progressing.
Okay. Yeah, but from a storytelling standpoint, it feels like they very intentionally shook up all of it.
Yeah.
And they really, this episode specifically, took all of these relationships that were kind of starting to come together and put them in a snow globe and just shook them up. And I'm not mad at that. I mean, I think that that's interesting storytelling, especially when you're at a halfway point in the season.
And then someone did catch a little continuity error. How did Chuck get up to Blair's room when everyone was standing on the stairs for the wedding?
Didn't. He climbed up through the wall.
But that is it for this week in fandom. So let's go ahead and move into episode grades. You're up first this week, Steve.
I gave this an A-. I really liked this episode. The minus was from some slight writing flubs, especially the Cece having to pay the guy off, and it was off a little bit there. Other than that, I thought that the directing was great. I thought the acting was through the roof. I think that everybody put in a great performance here. I thought, Dan, was so good from the entire episode. So yeah, just A- on this episode for me.
Yeah, like you said, the acting was great other than when Chuck was yelling.
Other than when Chuck was yelling.
And when Aaron was trying to be mad. But yeah, the writing was really good. This is maybe my favorite Stefanie Savage episode of the series.
Yeah, my favorite so far.
And yeah, it was really good. Very emotional episode. Great mid-season finale. So I'm going to give it a straight A.
Yeah. Fair grade. It was a really good episode.
Moving on over to Stockwatch. Who you got going up?
Okay, going up, Cyrus. 100% Cyrus goes up. Eleanor goes up. Jenny goes up. It pains me to say this. Aaron's stock went up. And then...
It's going to end the season pretty high.
I hate him so much. I had Blair's stock going up. Blair lost Chuck in the end, but Blair had some real breakthrough stuff. And I felt like she deserves a stock up for going through what she went through.
Anyone else?
Nope, that is my ups. You might make me think of someone, but
I actually have exactly the same list for the same reasons.
yeah.
Blair, Jenny, Aaron, Eleanor, and Cyrus.
Yep.
How about going down?
Going down, Chuck, I have Rufus going down. I have Lily going down. I have Dan going down. And I have Serena going down. And I mean that for the stock watch.
Anyone else?
No. I was thinking about Cece, but I'm leaving her a neutral.
So I had close to the same list. I had Chuck, because obviously he's spiraling.
Yeah.
Dan, because he lost Serena. Rufus, because, he's, lost his potential relationship. Same for Lily. Serena, she's being an idiot. But I felt Eric's stock was definitely down. I hate to do it, but he was getting shit on all episode.
I won't do it to him, but you're right. So you can give it to him. One of us has to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
But here's the best outfits from the last episode we've seen.
Best outfit. Who you got, Steve?
Serena's funeral dress and jacket. Like, she had that really cool jacket, and when it was off, like,
It's a Burberry coat with all the different shaped buttons.
yeah, super cool outfit.
For me, I'm gonna go with Chuck's pinstripe with a purple pocket square.
I loved that too. I really loved it.
I also did make note of Serena's coat and also Blair's Philip Lim dress from the wedding.
Oh yeah, Blair's wedding dress was also on my list.
It was interesting. I like different things going on.
Yeah, and the way that it like met in the middle and like I thought it was a really cool dress. I'm glad Eleanor was happy with her wedding dress. I'm glad that's what she wanted for her. Thought it was a little over the top, but it was a little big of a jacket. But I mean, hey, it's what she wanted, and she loved it.
Well, that is it for segments. You got anything to plug this week? Releasing November 11th.
Oh, November 11th. On January 8th, I will be the featured act at the Dawson Street Pub open mic. So come on out to the open mic, bring your instrument and play along. Also, I've started hosting monthly fire pits to play some music in my backyard. I guess that's not really for everybody, but like I just announced it, didn't I? Don't tell Robin. She won't watch this.
You didn't give the address though.
Yeah, I didn't give the address. But like if you know us and you join the Discord and you're in Philly and you're a musician, you want to hang out with us, at least, Leif is invited. Leif was going to make the last one and then I wasn't feeling so great. So, but
I still have not got COVID, knock on wood, and I plan not to.
Yeah, it's smart. It's smart. But Leif, for you to know, November 5th, come on down.
Okay.
Bring some percussion.
It's in my calendar.
Awesome.
For me, it's a little late at this point, but I did recently binge watch Nobody Wants This with Adam Brody and Kirsten Bell. Really funny Netflix show. Everyone should watch it.
I saw the last 3 episodes and loved it.
Yeah.
But I saw I was looking for something to watch and saw the premise and was like, oh, this is something I would watch with Robin. I got home from a trip for the weekend and she was already 6 episodes in.
I started it, watched 7 episodes the first night I started it, watched 2 more the next morning, and then the final episode when I got home from work. So less than 24 hours.
Yeah. And when I got home, she was like, I never do this to you, but I really want the TV for the next couple of hours to finish this. And I was like, what is it? And she told me, I was like, I wanted to fucking watch that. and like I said, I only saw the last 3 episodes and they were fun. They were hilarious. They were moving.
Yeah.
Like,
Great show.
Yeah, it was a really good show.
And of course, the connections to Gossip Girl.
Well, obviously. Yeah. From Kristen Bell.
And Leighton Meester husband.
Oh, that's right. It's so funny. Robin pointed that out to me like 5 times too. Because Robin and I definitely had the conversation of couple swapping, of that's a couple that we would, that Well, we don't really do the list thing so much as the shared list of like, like the Ertzes, like they're on our list.
Okay. Anyways, if you want to follow me on social media, you can follow me on Instagram at Hot Capicola. You can follow the podcast on Instagram, Threads, or TikTok at Non-Judging Breakfast Pod. We're on Twitter/X as at NJB Pod. You can also find links to our Discord and our subreddit on our website at nonjudgingbreakfastpod.com.
And if you want to get in touch with us, please feel free to send us an email at nonjudgingbreakfastpod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your thoughts. We're happy to read what you have to say on air. Also, if you're listening to this, whatever you're listening to it on, give us a follow, a subscribe, a like, a rating, a review. All of those things really help with our visibility and really help to get more listeners in. So please, we're also, obviously, we'll read your reviews on air as well, as we have been doing. So please get in touch with us, and we would be happy to read what you have to say on air. And also, please, tell a friend what you're listening to.
Indeed. And we will be back next week to talk about Season 2, Episode 14, In the Realm of the Basses. The Max episode description reads, Chuck's Uncle Jack arrives.
Uh-oh. Chuck has an uncle now. Uh-oh.
Well, we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
Until next time, you love us.
XOXO.
Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Oh, it seems I'm walking right to your door. My heart's still resting, looking for something more. Are you ever gonna see everything you mean to me? I'm trying really hard to believe. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Never feels right when I'm out here on my own. I left last night and it feels like way too long. Are you ever gonna see everything you mean to me? I'm trying really hard to believe. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Come back to me. Smile and you'll make my life complete. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me